Hey everybody, welcome to StrengthCoachTV. I'm Anthony Rena. This is the show where we take you inside some of the country's best gyms, give you a tour, then we sit down with the owners and we talk a little bit of shop. We're brought to you by Marigold Foods at marigoldbars.com. This is my favorite protein bar. Non-GMO, gluten-free, low sugar, no preservatives. These things taste great. I have one every day. Now, great offer for you. Go to marigoldbars.com, put the code in StrengthCoach10. You'll get $10 off your first order. You're going to love these bars, I guarantee it. All right, today I finished up my trip in LA with a really unique gym called Heart and Hustle. Kevin Lilly and Greg Mealy. I've known Greg for we did a USAW course in like 2006. I've known him for a long time. It's been great to watch him build his brand and see his rise to the top of this industry. And Heart and Hustle is located on the border of West Hollywood. They're in West Hollywood and like right near Beverly Hills. And it's such a unique place. I really want you to pay attention and read between the lines on some of this. This is a really they do a great job of creating an experience for their clients. They do one-on-one training. They have 3 trainers in their gym at a time. And they're still in the trenches, the 2 of them. You'll see a lot of attention to detail. Everything is very thoughtful. Everything that they do has been thought out about how it's going to affect the client. For example, taking things like Kevin said, if somebody's hungry, they're going to make sure that person gets some food. Everything's built into the cost too. They have shakes, you get a water with your name on it. It's crazy. I mean, they've really thought of everything. What I really like too is the way they take information from other industries like salons and restaurants and even architects, and they apply it to what they're doing. So they're taking the best of these different industries and applying it to the fitness business. Even with coaching, Kevin has a great analogy towards the end about one of the rope pulleys that they use and him coaching and the interaction that he has with clients. And that's what makes this special is these guys are a super unique facility, but they still deal with all the same problems that the rest of us have dealt with in owning a facility. They're a partnership. I asked them about that. How do they kind of manage their partnership as well? So make sure you read between the lines, pay attention to what they're doing. You might not be able to replicate it completely at your place, but the principles are what we want you to take away from this. So let's head out to West Hollywood to Heart and Hustle. Hey guys, welcome to Beverly Hills. We are at Heart and Hustle with Kevin Lilly and Greg Mealy, the owners. Guys, thanks for doing this.
Hey, thanks for coming, man.
Thanks for coming. We're on Beverly Boulevard in Beverly Hills. Pretty busy location here. How long have you guys been here, first of all?
We moved in March 2014.
How was that piece? Because you said you signed the lease a little bit early. It took a little while to open. Was there any issues opening that, trainers can learn from?
I think the first issue is just making sure, first off, it's West Hollywood. There is a difference. Okay. There is a difference in this area. Right. But finding an area out here that's zoned for a gym. I mean, there's a big part of opening a gym out here. I think they say there's 10 parking spots you need for every 1,000 square feet. Yeah. And there's ways around that through bike parking and valet and other means. But to open a gym out in this area there's a lot of headaches. I think it runs along the line of medical facilities. You need a certain amount of zoning issues for that. Yeah. So,
okay. Cool. Yeah. And what's the square footage here?
Just under 2,000, right?
It's okay.
So it's cool.
It's all right. Yeah. No, hey man.
This is Gary. Everybody, this is Gary.
Gary in the shot.
Hey. Oh God, I'm sorry.
Please keep that.
It's 2,000 altogether, Greg, or 2,000 usable?
He's better with the numbers.
So we moved in. It was it's 1,900 square feet. 1,400 square feet of training space, and piggybacking on what Greg was saying, when we were looking for space, we were very lucky for this entire building was zoned for fitness, so we've got grandfathered in. Okay. Right, so we should technically have 20 parking spots. Fortunately, we have 2. Right. Okay. And it's a dated concept, and the rule was written in the 80s. We were told. For big box gyms, and for that it makes sense. But now, as the industry kind of evolutionizes, we are finding more concept gyms, and this is a concept gym. It's private personal training. Heart and Hustle is an experience. We only see 2 to 3 people on the hour, we're okay with those spots, but it had to be specifically in a building that was previously
Yeah. Do you know, like, let's say you were like a florist, how many spots do they need, or another business? Do you guys know?
I know restaurant is the same as gym.
Oh,
Restaurant
it is?
is
Okay.
10 to 1 unless it's already grandfathered in.
Yeah.
That was the only one that they really taught us.
Okay.
Or have a valet option.
Yeah.
Or the valet option has to be, but then that's a whole other thing of like getting zoning from the city, and it
Really?
becomes a very frustrating process. But we're very blessed, and we'll see. We'll retackle that as we hopefully.
Where do you put like the cars that you're valeting, because they need to go somewhere too? So where do you guys do for that?
Well, luckily there is some up on the roof. We have a valet option there.
Okay.
Across the street, the landlords own a few of these buildings, so a lot of the people hub out of the place across the street, and then on the street is 2-hour parking. In the area.
Which not always easy to find, as I just found out. So, actually, I caught it. I parked on a side street, and I didn't realize. I read the sign. It said 2-hour parking, Monday through Friday, and I was like, wait a minute. Then I noticed all the permits, so I got back in my car and I started circling around.
$68, buddy.
Oh man, yeah, good thing. So you two guys are here. You guys are the owners. You have, and how many more people are working for you?
So we have 3. We have Adrian, Quinn, and Gary.
Okay.
3 great trainers, all went to school for exercise science and all certified through many different associations. And so 5 trainers now, and looking for our next intern really soon.
You are, okay, great. But you're only doing 3 at a time. 3 people can be in here. And we'll see this in the tour as well. 3 people at a time are training at once.
Yeah, we felt that 3 was, we had it when we started was 2. And the kind of idea behind that was also, not jamming up the space. As you see in a lot of gyms and personal training facilities, there's people all over. This guy's doing a dynamic warm-up, this guy's doing powerlifting, and it creates a really awkward space. So it's almost like we wanted to think about like renting a hockey rink out. This area is for you and your trainer. That feeling, that experience, that area is for you and your trainer. That's where you can create your vibe and your energy as you do your programming. And then we opened it up to having 3 people, because as we started to grow, and it did change the energy off the bat, but we learned we learned to make it dance, and then now hopefully as we expand we can open up, bringing in some other trainers. So we'll just try to basically make sure that there's 3 people max on the training floor at a time.
All right, very cool.
I think so much of it too is setting the expectations from day one from people, right? So like our OG clients that were used to just Greg and I and half the gym, they were the ones that were like, whoa, why is Adrian on the floor with a client? But over time now it's just, but 3 is probably the max we could get in this room.
Okay, great. Well, let's check it out. You guys have done it's a really interesting concept here, so want to go check it out and get a tour.
Awesome, man.
Let's do it. All right. So this is Heart and Hustle. The experience kind of starts here, where we offer parking. Clients either get dropped off, 2 cars here, or we do the shuffle if there's already cars. We got valet across the street, valet on the roof, and then 2 hours parking around the building.
Cool. And you wanted, like for some of your clients, obviously, you didn't just want to have them have to come in the front door, right? Because you have some people want a little more privacy.
For sure. We have private entrance for a little more of the private clients, let's say. Plus it's usually pretty hectic sometimes in the front of the building, because we are near a lot of big businesses. And even though they're big businesses, no one kind of knows we're here. We're kind of just stay under the radar with that, which is pretty cool in itself.
Very cool. I love all the branding, all these like little things you got here, little stickers and all the little the things coming in. Go ahead, Greg.
Creative Greg.
It's kind of the idea. We wanted to have it an experience. We want clients to start thinking once they pull in. Just like that line when you're walking in Universal Studios before the ride. There's like you're picking up stuff and you see all the different things and you go, there was a thought behind that. It's just not walking in, bright lights, somebody at the front desk. We want a kind of cool feel, like the Goodfella entrance, if you would. So we're coming through the kitchen of the Goodfella entrance. Welcome to the Hustle. Both East Coast kids, so we pay homage to Bruce and Biggie Smalls.
Love the lighting too. Like that's, you were talking earlier about the lighting. Obviously, this was a conscious choice. This is not like your average when you're walking in. This is such a cool vibe.
Yeah.
Coming in, you guys did a great job.
I'm sure we had these meetings. There's conversations you have when you're opening a gym, even about the lighting. Do you go overhead? Do you go along the wall? I mean, if you're looking at design stuff, I do go to a lot of the design Dwell magazine things, and they talk about lighting, how from the, if you notice in hotels, it comes from the floor up, how it creates a different feel when you walk into your room or walk into that hotel. And when you're looking at a budget and you look at, hey, do I do bright white? Do I do off white? What is the feel you want to have? Do you just want the beams overhead that you hear the energy going through them all day? You know, we're under these lights for 12, 15 hours a day. We kind of want a good feel on our eyes, on ourselves, and for the vibe of the gym. So we wanted a cool feel. Once the clients walk in, that can get a good energy when they come in, to feel like home before we get busy.
Absolutely. Cool. They're going to come in here, and this is where they're going to end up putting their stuff away?
Yeah, we got 2 NFL lockers. They can sit here, put their shoes on, do whatever they got to do to get ready. Men's room, women's room. Kind of wanted, once again, a warm feel to this.
Yeah, totally.
And not just training. Not just training. I mean, this is Paul Nicklin, like I was saying, he's a big Nat Geo photographer. Goes out, grows his beard out just to capture certain shots. And the conscious client and the conscious person, I think, could see this and go and understand it and see why we're doing all the inner workings of whether it's program design or all the engineering of a train. You know, there's little underlying things. Being in California, you know, this is an artist I saw down in Venice Beach. They always say that's like the trainer side of you, you know, the angel, but then you got to kick ass when you got to kick ass.
There you go. Nice.
But still keeping conscious. We got urine charts. We talk about squatty potties. We talk about other warm ways to tell people without so much hard coaching them on nutrition or sitting them down and having them with a pen and paper. You know, it's more of a warm talking to them as a friend type vibe when we talk about nutrition or digestion or other things that of course affect the training. This is the kitchen, so it is, you know, they say, you know, as with a home, they say you always end up in the kitchen with your wine and having your charcuterie board. You know, it's never at the dining room table. So a lot of meetings take place in here. A lot of talking takes place with the team. A lot of hiding behind the fridge for us trainers to buy our little bites.
I do want to show this because everybody, I just posted on Instagram. I got my own bottle with my name on it. Very cool. It's a great touch, man. It's a lot of these little things that are so different that are just, you know, you guys have done an amazing job with.
Thank you.
We actually switched that refrigerator door. It was over here, but from here, I can eat real quick.
Nice. That's up. See?
I'm sure a lot of you trainers can relate to when you're seeing 10 people back to back. You know, you're trying to find quick nutrition that can hold you sustainable to make your first client energy like your last client's energy. You know.
Absolutely.
So water. We offer, of course, towels. We provide some post-workout nutrition, pre-workout. We're here really early. Kev has super early clients, so we do provide coffee. If they're into bulletproofs, we'll make a bulletproof for them. Green tea lattes. Like, it's not so much a bourgeois thing. It's more of a conscious thing that we just try to offer to our people that are coming in and just might need a little pick-me-up or something like that.
And this is all built into the price. Are you charging like?
It's all built in, man. I mean, we're very fortunate to have a fantastic partner in Vega. And it's truly a supplement brand that we believe in. And you know, so that helps out.
Very cool.
But that partnership just happened, so we ate the cost of that for the first 3.5 years of the business, just to make sure that clients understood the value. You know, our business plan from day one was build value, and it'll happen. You know, it'll Field of Dreams action we often refer to, and one set price. We don't want people coming in here thinking about transactions or business. It's really, this is their time. How, you know, they take time out of their busy schedule and, you know, very high impact life out in the world, whether it's sports or Hollywood or mom or whatever it is, to unplug for an hour. So we don't want them thinking about anything. You know, they're like, I haven't eaten. Somebody's running and getting them food. Like, and we're not really thinking about who or where that money's coming from. It's just getting
We got
in
it.
here.
It's a family. If they're training with us, they become family. You know, we're seeing them for years after years. You know, they're referring us their kids, they're referring us husbands, they're referring us friends. So we always never look at it as the dollar thing. We look at it, how can we make this better each day? And we talk about it. And then as you just saw the water, we're also, you know, we look at other industries like the restaurant industry, how they prep the night before. There's a prep, there's something that goes on, and it should be done in our industry as well. Knowing who's coming in, if there's any issues during that hour, from food, hydration, energy, music, other things that could affect that hour per hour, especially with 3 trainers on the floor. There's 3 clients, there's 3 different worlds meshing. You know, we try to be conscious of that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's see the gym.
Okay. So welcome. I mean, this is it. This is the training floor. Like I said, 3 trainers on the floor. We try to lay it out in some sort of quadrant area, doing the best we can with the space we have. Tools we have, we went around the world. We got unique tools. We go to all the IRSAs, all the conventions, find out what's the latest and greatest.
Yeah.
Can we incorporate it within our programs? Does it fit into the space? We do have storage somewhere where we store other pieces that we can slowly bring back in if we want. Each area, if you're looking from a program design standpoint, can you squat them? Can you hinge them? Can you push them? Can you pull them? Can you get your plyos? Can you get your conditioning done in an area? All your warm-ups, you have your foam rollers, we have sliders. We do work with Hyper Ice, and we have all their guns and vibration technologies that we can roll them out beginning or ending the workout with. It changes it up. Like I said, one day I might be here with a client, and we try to rotate each day to a different, the best we can into the area that we have.
One, so that's area 1. This would be area 2 right here, over here.
Yeah.
And then 3 is over here. And you try, like, so you will kind of rotate them through the different, like, in a week, like, just to kind of mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, as best we can, right? So hybrids of those 3 areas that you just kind of said, like north, middle zone, south side. But, you know, some clients are every day.
Yeah.
And then some clients might have like a Monday, Thursday split. So it's like the best we can. Right?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, maybe Greg's up there 3 days a week and I'm here, and then the new guys rotate through the middle. There's not an exact science to it, but it works.
And we know if we've been up there 2 days in a row or whatever, that client's, once again, we don't want that client to just come to the same area. And that's why we have so many variations of tools. It's just not a squat rack and a kettlebell and a dumbbell and a barbell. You know, we want to have different things because we are seeing these clients 4 or 5 days a week. We want to have different variations, different things that they can integrate within the program, and they go, hey, I got a different feel that day, you know?
Absolutely. And like, for example, this thing is like wild. I love this.
Greg built that.
Did you?
Don't let him not tell you about it.
Greg, give us a rundown of what is this right here? You showed it to me before, but I want you to show everybody else what that piece of equipment is.
Air technology, once again, very similar to the Kaiser. I actually think they own very similar patents in that world. It's literally the shock that's in a hatchback, if you would, that is the driving force of it. You can do different variations of upper body exercises from here: flies, push, pull, alternate stuff. You can do core work, anti-core work, rotation. We integrate it into beginning warming a client up, or a finisher at the end. We've been experimenting with adding different resistance to it because there is only one set resistance. But we love it. Every client we put on it, it's in the program throughout the week. Every client, once again, hasn't really seen it or used it. So when they do come in, we're like, it is a new, because they haven't seen it, is a good new tool opener for them to go, oh, wow, I never seen it, I never used that. And it's safe from a rehab standpoint to a professional athlete standpoint, from the low end, high end spectrum of training.
Absolutely. I mean, talk about that equipment design decisions, because we're in a small space. So how do you guys make those decisions, like from that perspective? Like, you see something new, like, man, it'd be great to have that, because you were saying the importance. You got people in here 4 or 5 days a week. It does help to just change it up by just saying, okay, we're just going to get in the squat rack and do some kettlebells. How do you make those decisions?
Yeah, I think you know, the decisions of how we lay it out, or the decisions of how
what to buy? Because you know, sometimes when you have a small space, where are you going to put everything?
Yeah, I think it all falls back on programming and how much versatility you can bring to it.
Yeah.
Right. So whether I'm, you know, working with an athlete that's working in a range of motion, or working with a guy who wants to put on hypertrophy the chest, I want to make sure that I can use a similar piece of equipment. Right.
Yeah.
And so if you look around and we go through these pieces, you can do either with the surge. Right, we can do various movements with the hoist leg press, right?
Yeah.
So it's just, is the value there, right? Is the value there, and does the piece have enough versatility?
Yeah.
And you know, I think a lot of the pieces in here, and that's kind of what we talk to all our guys about during their internship program, is like, give me all the ranges of motion, or give me a bodybuilding program on this piece or on that piece. And by the way, get as creative as you want. And if it's something that's either unsafe or we see as a stretch, like, we'll tell you, no, we don't ever want to see you doing that. Right?
Yeah.
But you know, at the end of the day, as we walk around and we come up with our programming, you know, so much of in here, or so much of the attachments in here, really allow for us to be really dynamic with the program.
Yeah.
Take it. You know, I don't know that one of my clients has ever done the same workout twice in the last 5 years, right? Unless it's something very specific they're training for,
Yeah.
right? And I think it's a good thing. I also think that builds value as to why they keep coming back. What's today's program?
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, let me ask you about this, okay? Again, small space. The decision to put this desk in there. Is it something that you would change? I mean, talk to me.
Yeah, man.
I see the smile, so.
No, I mean, it started. That's where it was. I mean, that was our brand when you walked in.
Yeah.
You saw that. You saw. Oh, yeah. When we got this, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So at first, this was going to be like just the reception area. Mm-hmm. And the funny story is, I think we had an interior design guy who was my client that Greg kicked out. Greg's like, yo, tell Mike we got it from here. And I'm like, what? And we had a desk here, and this was going to be like, there was actually a TV.
Oh yeah, you're right.
There.
There's going to be TV, shop, apparel, kind of feel.
Kind of like a chill area, and then like we even thought about doing a sliding door here.
Yeah, like one of those barn doors that would close if we had a certain content.
Greg's like, I can't deal with this. This is training space. And the first thing we put up here was the Versa Climber. And so then the Versa Climber was here. And then I was like, dude, the Versa Climber's in the lounge. What are we doing? And so there was your metal bench.
Yeah, there was a bench there, yeah.
And then so I can't tell you how many times, and like at first it was frustrating, but then we ended up just having so much fun with it. How many times we completely changed this? But all in the likeliness and all of the goal of how do we create the best experience? How do we create the best experience? So then the desk went back there, and it was back there for a minute. It was back there maybe for a year. Yeah,
we put the lights, we put everything.
But look, the decision to do the desk in the beginning was.
Hey, we need an office. By the way, we have no office, no place to sit down and do program design.
We had one across the street, but we decided that it wasn't worth it. We wanted to be in the trenches completely, and so then the desk was good, man. The desk was back there, and then we put it over here. And yeah, I just think that if we took the desk out, because that was a suggestion in the beginning when I said to Greg we should get a third trainer in here, and the argument went back and forth. There's not enough room. Clients won't feel the value, right? And I was like, let's just give me this fucking desk. It's so big. And he's like, no, because then we're just a box gym. Then we're just like, do you remember these guys? Yeah. Greg was like, then you walk in and then there's, you know, we're just a bunch of equipment. There's no, and I agree now. I get it. The desk pulls the room in to like let people know this isn't just like your gymnasium. This is a place of work and a business. And
think about it too. I like to think about it too like an architect. You know, you can sit in that architect office and draw all your CAD system and your program design in behind a closed door. But then there's the guys that lay the blueprint out on the job site. And they sit there and look and they see lighting and trees and wind patterns and all that stuff. And I feel like us behind that desk also, you know what I mean, as you design your program, you're seeing stuff that go, yeah, okay, I'm going to be over here today. Yeah. Or you're overlooking at other trainers, getting ideas why they progress, regress certain exercises. And and it's funny, even though it's in the middle of the floor, there's some days I could be back there, a client will walk in training with somebody, won't even acknowledge me. Like, it's like they're at a point sometimes I feel like, they might say hi, but I'm like, I'm into the now part of the art of the wall now. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, they don't even know it's there. But I do think from...
And the conversations they had, and all personal trainers know how personal these conversations get. What's interesting is they don't even care that 3 bystanders are sitting behind there. Or now there are times where there's 4 of us all sat there, and then 1 trainer and a client, the conversation get really deep. And it's just like, whoa, my 4... partners are listening too, right? And it's like to Greg's point is I don't think sometimes they notice, but yeah, we picked that desk out early. I think Greg got it at a trade show, right? Where'd you get that?
HD Buttercup. Yeah, I saw it was cool. It was a floor sample. I just thought it was perfect, and it goes with exactly what we wanted to feel. We're East Coast working class kids, and a lot of the design in here, from the reclaimed wood to the handcrafted dumbbells to keeping the rafters up, we wanted that feel. Yeah, we wanted to still have a feel that there's work going on.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah. Greg built that too. Nice. Let him not tell you
yeah, I did. I grew up in a family that did carpentry, construction. Okay. So there's a lot of things that I feel come in, and seeing a live slab wood. I feel like hopefully one day, I get into woodworking when you retire. Yeah. And I saw the live slab, and I thought it'd be a good fit to add to the aesthetics of the gym, but also I wish it got more play, this feedback, but it is good for hand coordination, timing, and things like that. People do get over there and get busy on it, but I feel like it does tie in that corner well to what we have going on here.
It really does. Before I ask you a question, what's going on here? What is this thing? I've never seen that.
So it's a Brazilian rope pull from Pure Motion. We love this guy's stuff. Functional training guy out of Alabama. He has a lot of landmine attachments, a lot of things that are non-conventional ways of pulling.
That's the landmine.
Pulling, pressing, all that stuff. But this landmine attachment, so a lot of people just throw a landmine in there and grab the end of it, and sometimes their grip or that end of that barbell is the limiting factor to the exercise.
Yeah.
Not knowing that there's people that invented things that can change that, so your limiting thing isn't the grip on it.
Yeah.
So he's a lot of cool pieces. One of the things that we love about is the rope pull is that, first of all, you get grip. Yeah. Kevin actually explains it well, how the personal training part of it.
I find Greg and I were just down at Ursa, and the brand, is it Versa that has their own rope pull? No.
Marpo.
Marpo,
yeah.
It's a great piece.
Yeah.
The Marpo rope pulley. In fact,
it's just like a pull system, but it has the cam in there.
Anybody to give you any resistance, and I find it very therapeutic to do repetitive cardio, and that's one that I can get on and go for like an hour, no problem. But from a personal training standpoint, the rope pull, I have found there to be so much value in.
Pull.
Right, so I'd say, split stance and then arm over arm, you pull. But the fact that I'm the resistance now, I find that it builds such good value in this coaching aspect, right? And so, we thought about, maybe replacing these with the Marpos, but I'm like, man, there's something about me coaching and this happening to realize not only do you need me right now, but I want to be in this trench with you, right? And it's just like, again, it's not that there's any falseness to it, but it's rather like this builds the bond. And I felt it from day one, right? Day one, I think before we had these, we were just throwing it over. We had the crossbar, remember the crossbar?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We were just throwing it over the crossbar and using that as support.
But you're the resistance, and it's just like if you have one set resistance, you got to have them get off, dismount, change the resistance. This, he sees it's too easy, he can apply more pressure. It's too hard, he can ease up.
Yeah.
You can add it from a strength point of view by adding a lot of resistance, throwing it around, or you can do it like Kev was saying from a conditioning standpoint and have them just rep it out. You know what I mean? Tricep work, pull work, rotation work, changing the stances like I was doing, depending on what you're trying to get out of it. And it comes with this system, so if you want a little more vertical to horizontal pulling, and just...
We actually sold that in half.
This was actually longer, but
And then it also rotates 180 degrees depending on the room.
Okay,
it's
awesome.
really nice.
Yeah, very cool.
But work, it's true work too.
Yeah.
Also, it's not getting behind the machine with a pin. I mean, your work, you're pulling here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it become a staple of our programming. So once again, back to the quadrants. Every quadrant has one of these in it.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I didn't notice
Yeah,
that.
there's a rope variation in each.
Nice. Let me ask you, I got 2 questions for you guys from a business perspective.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys are in the trenches, both of you. You guys are working your butts off. And you're very unique, extremely unique. I mean, I got a million things running through my head. Like, This is awesome.
Yeah.
How do you grow from that perspective of, because it is a lot, it's going to be a lot about Kevin and Greg. You know what I mean? So how do you guys, for the future, how do you grow? How do you also cultivate these new employees as well and educate them and kind of throw in your unique personalities in there?
I think I'm looking at it 2 ways, and we talk about it. I guess growing from Kevin will get more involved with growing from an employee standpoint.
Yeah.
I think we're growing. We're also talking about doing our own kind of products or things that we've found that work, with us that we can integrate with our clients, whether traveling on the road or home. I think there's a place for that to grow, to get us out of the trenches, if you would, or have other streams of revenue coming in that still sound to our beliefs and our brand. Like the towels are ours, the laundry bags, everything that's us. We're trying to figure out, let's get everything down, and it's taken 5 years plus to get this right down to where we feel we want to get to the point where if we ever open another location, we have a good enough brand, a good enough system down to take it to the next level. But within that brand, we need manpower. And I think Kevin would go into grooming employees and things.
Yeah, you're right. At the end of the day, clients come in and what they've heard or the Instagram or whatever, it's like, oh, I want Greg or Kevin, and that's, it's fine, but at the end of the day, there's only so many hours that Greg and I can train, and neither of us are pulling back from training right now, but, grooming these guys and making it less about Kevin and Greg and more about the anvil is the goal, right? Because the anvil and the branding that, not only from what you see, but what you feel, right? So what you see is a cool brand, a cool feel, a cool aesthetic, but then also when you say heart and hustle and the people that have been with it, whether it's once or for the last 5 years, they're gonna tell you something about it. And I hope it's not really necessarily about Greg and Kevin, or at least that's the goal. Right?
Yeah.
And so, but the challenge is Adrian's been here 2.5 years, and Adrian's got a great book of business and is doing probably 200 appointments this month. But we still have some clients that are like, you too. And that's always going to be a challenge, and that's fine. But it's like anything else. If you want somebody to repeat what you've built, you've got to really put time and effort into developing those people. And I think that's the business we're in, is developing people, not only our clients, but also our trainers that want to come through it. So, expansion, the goal is to continue to get busier in here, and who knows what's next, right? But hopefully what's next is not Kevin and Greg. What's next is the anvil, right? And we'll be behind it, blowing oxygen into it, but
very cool.
Yeah, and it's about, from an organization process, and we're still getting better at this 5 years in. I don't think it's done, is the systems, right? And we're still working on it. The guy Gary we brought on, it brings a unique talent. Quinn brings a unique talent, and we're learning even new systems with their unique talents. So,
and that's not only systems as a program.
No.
That's the systems to run a gym, to know how to open, how to close. We're trying to create a Michelin star restaurant in a gym. Looking at that duplicatable thing where they go in there and that you could send a food critic in and they're like, dude, they nailed it. You know what I mean? From everything. So we want that down to know, from ordering fruits to ordering water to, if equipment's out, how quick we could get on it to be fixed. You know what I mean? We have tools, the tools get pulled out all the time, and I'm sure a lot of gym owners will talk about that, having the right tools to on the fly get a down piece of equipment up and running, you know what I mean? And that the client doesn't see it, because then, you know, they look at it a certain way if that piece is down, like, oh, these guys ain't, you know, you couldn't fix that before I came in. You know, our treadmill was down for 3 days, they had to order a part, and we have clients that want to use the treadmill, you know what I mean? And yeah, but the systems is in everything, man. Everything from when they walk in the door to billing to our flow, trying to have a meeting system, you know what I mean, which we're learning a lot back.
I think an important lesson for everybody too to learn from you guys is you guys aren't stuck in a box of the fitness industry. You keep talking about restaurants, salons, barbers, you know, like whatever. Like, that's a really important concept that people should take away from what you guys are doing. I got one more question. That's it, I promise.
It's all good.
You guys, the best partners that I've found, and Greg, you did Mike Boyle's mentorship, Mike and Bob, they do completely different things, right? The best partners that I found have, you know, they have specific roles that are doing different things. You guys are doing similar things. How do you manage that partnership? Because there are other things to do, like you said, in those systems. How do you manage that partnership when you guys are pretty similar?
Well, I think we're similar in the sense that we have similar vision, but I think what maybe we haven't explained, or maybe what people don't see, but our family understands, is we have very different goals when it comes to operating from a business standpoint. Greg's eye and Greg's design cannot be touched, right? Like, and he brings that, right? Yeah. And my original background is business and finance management, right? So these are things that, like, I don't think, like, a trainer's a good trainer, but a trainer may not be able to know how to design a gym, and a trainer may not be able to know how to balance his checkbook, or strategize for your next plan or your next move, or how to fight to get different percentage rates, or right? So, you know, Greg and I actually, we're very different. Yeah. You know, but in the best of ways. Yeah, and an important piece there to pick up is the respect that you have for what he does and the respect that Greg has for you. Because a lot of times our partners will just say, okay, we're both trainers, but Kev, you do the books, Greg, you do the social media, like, and they don't have a respect for that person, for that other role that they just assigned. And you could hear it in your voice, the respect that you have, like you just said, Greg can't be touched. So yeah, and I think the same with Kev with numbers, man. I mean, I don't know where we'd be truly. You know, of course we use MindBody as a software thing, but there's so much more that goes on with growing a business. I mean, we got inventory, we sell apparel, we got fruit for the shakes, we got just paying employees, taxes, state taxes, all the notes we have, you know what I mean? There's things to put money aside, so, you know, we can hopefully retire one day, or to put money aside to grow our second location. So it's taken less of a check that month to put it back in for our salaries or for whatever, and to see him really nail that, to put it together, I think that's what will get us to another location. That's part of growing, is, which I'm learning for myself. I've always had financial things or financial issues, and to see somebody who's good with the numbers, and know I can trust him to cut my check and know it's dialed to a T. You know what I mean? So absolutely. Good stuff, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming on, sharing your experiences. Everybody else does. You guys have a unique thing going on here, and really appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you for coming, boss. I appreciate it.